everyone. Imagine a world where every day feels like a beautiful sunrise, where every person is greeted with warmth and safety.
Now, picture a sudden storm that darkens the sky and chills your bones. A storm that represents a problem we need to confront. A storm that's affecting our society and needs our immediate attention.
In a world where innocence should shine bright, why do we hear the cries that cut right through the night? When will the shadows of pain disappear? When will we find a future that's crystal clear?
You all might be wondering what's the point of all this? Why are we here?
We are here to discuss an important aspect of our society that needs our immediate attention. So, let's start with a basic question.
Can rape be normalized? You will accuse me of asking an insensitive question. Obviously, rape is a heinous crime. But when we look at the societal attitudes around us, we get a completely different picture. Everyone says that rape is wrong, but everyone applies their own conditions to it.
This is why I feel absurdity. It's okay to protest for a week, but then for the rest of the year, if a person behaves like everything is fine, it's absurd. What can be done to improve the situation? Are you ready for this uncomfortable discussion?
This discussion will be uncomfortable because many of you will perhaps see that you are a part of this problem. Will you acknowledge this? I don't know. We thus had rightly said, we are living in two Indias.
On one hand, women are worshipped in our country, and on the other hand, they are subjected to these heinous crimes.
In 2012, Delhi witnessed a horrifying gang rape known as Nirbhaya. Her story was a devastating echo of violence in plain sight. Her pain led to protests, demands for justice, and promises of change. But did the darkness truly lift?
In 2018, the agony reached a new low with the rape and murder of an 8-month-old baby girl. Her pain was a heart-wrenching reminder of how even the youngest among us are not spared from such brutality.
In 2019, a 3-year-old girl was raped. Her innocence was brutally taken, highlighting a cruel reality. No child is immune from this horror.
In 2020, a 16-year-old girl was attacked. Her pain, a silent scream for justice that reverberated throughout the country.
These are not isolated cases. They are a reflection of broader crisis, which needs our attention.
This issue affects everyone, whether it's an 8-month-old baby, a 60-year-old woman, a student from the school, a professional in the corporate world, or even a doctor working in a government hospital.
Yes, an on-duty doctor who worked tirelessly for 36 hours and just went for rest for a couple of hours. The recent case in Kolkata.
A 31-year-old woman was brutally raped and murdered. And I guess our hearts are so cold and dry and our world is moving too fast that most of us even forgot about this incident. This is the problem with our country. We forget things very quickly.
Ujjain, the city of Shivji, the god of gods, the mighty, the destroyer, the one who fight against the evil. But do the people of that city believe that? Are they the one who fight against the evil? A woman was raped on a busy road on September 4, 2024 in broad daylight. But the sad part is that an auto rickshaw driver was eyewitness of it. Did he try to stop it? No. Instead, he recorded everything.
The current news is filled with the case of the Karnataka MLA Muniratna, who is now in hot water after a social worker accused him of rape. He currently is now behind the bars and investigation is still ongoing.
These are just handful of cases. In 2022, India recorded a file where 90 rapes per day were registered. Can you imagine that? A woman is facing this crisis every day, every year, every month.
And in all these cases, our Indian society is so great that instead of directing our outrage to the doers, the focus shockingly shifted to what she was wearing and why she was out alone.
How was it that, in the face of such horror, the blame fell on her? Why are we questioning the victim instead of criticizing the criminal? Imagine that. Being shot and then being asked, why weren't you wearing a bulletproof jacket then? Isn't it absurd? Isn't it enraging?
Why are we more concerned with what someone was wearing rather than the actions of those who committed these heinous crimes? 2 minors were raped in Goa in 2021. The then Chief Minister of Goa, Mr. Pramod Sawant, asked, why were the girls out at night?
Once again, this is utter nonsense. Rape doesn't happen because girls are out at night. Rapes occur because rapists are out at night.
Shouldn't such rapists be locked up instead of asking girls to not come out of their houses?
If rapes occur due to short clothes, then tell me, why are young children raped? Why are elder women raped? Why are women wrapped in saris and burqas raped? Why are there rapes in villages?
In Rajasthan and Uttar Pradesh, it is a very rare thing to see girls in short clothes. So, why is it that most cases of rapes from our country are from there?
मछली जल की रानी है, जीवन उसका पानी है. हाथ लगाओ तो डर जाएगी, बाहर निकालो तो मर जाएगी.
Isn't it sad that we never realized how and when this poem turned about women instead of fishes?
Convicted rapist Gurmeet Ram Rahim Singh and many such other people have been granted parole multiple times even before the elections. Despite acknowledging these, the blind devotees still vote for the person their leaders support.
Vrajbhoomi Singh, Kuldeep Sengar and Kathua cases rapists get rallies supporting them.
Also, the BJP leader Chaudhry Lal Singh, who was conducting a rally in support of the rape accused, was then invited in Congress and was given a ticket for the elections.
If you do not agree with someone, you can criticize them. If they have done something wrong, report them to the police. But rape is wrong. Full stop. Giving rape threats is wrong. Full stop. But the problem is that people keep on adding ifs and buts. And this is not just limited to socio-political opinion. In fact, in many other provisions too, people keep applying their own conditions to it.
For example, the 2022 Nadia rape case, where a 14-year-old girl was raped. The then CM Mamata Banerjee said that the girl had a love affair with the boy.
Do we really need to explain that being in love doesn't mean a license to rape? It's very simple. Rape is violation. It's a violation of somebody's freedom. No matter how much a person is in love with another, consent is required. Consent means agreement. The girl's consent is crucial.
It's time to ask ourselves, how many more lives must be destroyed before we recognize that rapes are not about attire? They are about the criminals who commit these acts. How long will we let the focus remain on the victims instead of demanding justice and change?
The real issue is not what clothes somebody wears or where they are or at what time they are, but the offender's actions and society's failure to protect its people. These cases are a part of much larger disturbing pattern.
More than 400 new cases were reported within 10 days following the Kolkata rape incident.
Each number is more than just a statistic. It represents a life, a literal life traumatized by violence, the stains of which they will carry in their hearts, minds, and souls forever.
The real number of victims is likely much higher. Many cases remain unreported due to fear, shame, and societal pressure. How many more lives must be destroyed in the shadows of this crisis?
Even in casual conversations with friends, we insult the female. We use abusive words insulting the female, which has now become common.
Some people do so in anger, some only as a joke, but by doing this, we normalize rape culture. This is known as rape normalization, where you laugh at rape jokes and you don't feel guilty giving rape threats or watching rape videos.
Indian media often pushes harmful views on women that need to be called out. Take example of Badshah and Honey Singh. Many of their tracks reduce women to their looks and glorify them and treat them like mere objects. Movies like Kabir Singh and Arjun Reddy glorify toxic, aggressive behavior as romantic, making it seem acceptable. Then there are movies like Badlapur and Animal, which shove violence in our faces, making it look trivial. This kind of media not only influences attitudes but also normalizes rape culture. This kind of media not only it changes our attitudes but it also makes toxic aggression, masculinity and everything very normal. This kind of media has to be called out, and until and unless this kind of attitude continues, this problem won't be solved.
Here's a painful question. Why are we as a society feeling so miserably? Why are parents instructing their daughters to carry pepper spray instead of teaching their sons to treat every person with respect and decency? Isn't it deeply troubling that we are preparing their girls to defend themselves rather than discussing the root cause of violence?
Where is our sense of humanity? Why do we focus on arming our daughters against a world that should be protecting them and harnessing them instead of teaching every child with respect and decency? As students, we have a powerful voice. Let's do something for it. And here's how we can make a difference.
Speak up. Whenever you see victim blaming or see injustice, you must speak out. Because silence only lets the problem grow. Share your voices on social media, in classrooms, and in your communities to challenge harmful attitudes and advocate for change.
Most importantly, we need to improve our normal abusive culture. Many of us speak abusive words insulting the female, which has now become common. These small things do make a difference, though you don't realize it.
Let's not wait for another tragedy to drive us into action. The time for change is now. As students, our voices are powerful. Let's use them to create a world where everyone can feel safe and respected.
Every time it is the same cycle and it just gets out of hand every single time. But pledge, not let this happen again. Let's be the change. Let's make a better world for everyone. Let's create something our ancestors failed to provide us.
आज के भारत में सशक्त महिला होने का क्या अर्थ है? द्रौपदी, जिसकी किस्मत एक पासे के खेल में बदली गई थी, जिसे उसके अपने पति और इतिहास में ज्ञात सबसे मजबूत और बुद्धिमान पुरुषों के बीच निर्वस्त्र करने की साजिश रची गई थी। महाकाव्य में यह भी कहा गया है कि जब तक श्री कृष्ण उन्हें बचाने नहीं आए, तब तक वह असहाय थी। लेकिन क्या आज भी हमारे पास श्री कृष्ण को पाने का अवसर है? भारत की महिलाओं ने बहुत लंबे समय तक दूसरों पर भरोसा किया है, जो उन्हें आकर बचाएगा। लेकिन प्रश्न यहाँ यह है कि कृष्ण की प्रतीक्षा किया जाए या अपना कृष्ण खुद बना जाए।
Because बूंद बूंद से ही सागर बनता है एंड छोटी छोटी चीजों से फर्क पड़ता है। Thank you everyone for your attention, and we hope this might have changed your view about women and rapes in India, because truth matters and sharing the truth is our duty. We are not saying all men are same, but it's always a man. So, right now, if actions are not taken and voices are not raised, then next it can be you or your workplace.